Shalom. Okay, before we get started, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah Ba'ashem, Harakak double honors to my elder apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the Akim, a great millstone, pushing this truth throughout the four corners in these last days. Shalom. All right, let me get back out of here, and let me go here. All right, got two news articles I want to read up on. It's not going to take long. Just showing you the days leading up to the day of the Lord. All right. The days leading up until all hell breaking loose, until those apocalyptic events that's written in the Bible take place. All right. And we know the day of the Lord is what? Those nuclear missiles. All right. That's how the Lord is going to ultimately, judge the earth. All right, with fire. All right. And how is he going to do that? Through World War III. Okay. Through those nuclear missiles. All right. But in this sit down, we're going into the signs. Because you got unbelievers, you got unbelievers, unfaithful Israelites. Speaking of 2/3, and you can even say mockers and scoffers. All right, they'll ask you some good questions, but it's not from a good place. They'll ask you some good questions, but it's not from a good place. Okay, and you'll and one of the questions they'll ask, they'll quote us. Well, Christians that read the Bible or whatever, that know all this stuff, they'll be like, no one knows when the Son is going to return. Only the Father. They'll say something like that. So they'll be like, so how you know the world is ended? All right, and that's easy. It's easy to answer. Okay, it's easy to answer. Okay, so but this NewYorkTimes.com. Okay, a total lunar eclipse in early Tuesday skies. All right, this already happened a few days back. Okay, Tuesday. So that was November the 8th. Yeah, that was the 8th. It says those who woke up early to head to the poles on Tuesday got a shot at seeing the moon darken as it fell into Earth's shadow. All right. During the early hours on Tuesday, darkness will slip across the face of the moon before it turns a deep blood red. And the moon was extremely red. Like, it was abnormally red. You know what I'm saying? Like how people say blood is thicker than water. Yeah. That was a thick red that was seen from the moon. Okay. And and these people, they marvel at it. They see these signs, they take pictures, they're like, all right, get it in the background. So they look at it as something that's beautiful and and things like that. But they not understanding that the Lord is showing forth signs and wonders to before he brings drastic judgment on the earth. When something major is about to happen on the earth, you see signs like that. All right. And us as prophets, we understand these signs. All right. And guess what? Great death is coming. The Lord is about to do something major. So when we see these signs, okay, we understand them. So I want to let me see. All right. That's good on that because, we're going to get the other one. All right. It said deadly listeria outbreak in 6 states, including New York and New Jersey, linked to deli meat and cheese by CBS New York team one day ago. CBS New York. All right. So this is a new pestilence, new disease. New York, a deadly listeria outbreak in 6 states that has been linked to contaminated deli meat and cheese, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention announced Wednesday. And the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, they don't be checking shit. These the devils we're talking about here. They don't be checking shit. Now, if a problem arises or whatever like that, they'll put a halt on that meat or whatever like that. But they don't be checking shit. It says people at high risk of severe illness from listeria infections, such as pregnant people, the elderly, and those with weakened immune systems. All right. And you got all three of those in a house near you, and should not eat meat or cheese from any deli counter without first reheating it, steaming hot, the agency suggests. 16 people have been infected and 13 have been hospitalized, according to reports from the states. One death was reported in Maryland. Another person became ill while pregnant and lost their baby. The CDC said in a statement. All right, so this is another pestilence. Let me see how long this is. I ain't gonna read too much. It says to date, 7 listeria infections have been reported in New York and in New Jersey, 3 in Maryland, 2 in Illinois, 2 in Massachusetts, another in California. Those infected range in age from the 38 to 92, with an average of age of 74. All right, so their bodies, the older you get in the valley of the shadow of death, Babylon the Great America, because this place will pollute your body. It will pollute your mind and your health. So the older you get, the weaker your body get. And the easier you is to get contaminated and infected. And it's all by design by this damn devil, the so-called white man. Because what he does is he kills you slowly, softly. He's killing you and you don't even know he's killing you. He's poisoning the food and you don't even know he's doing it. He's doing things that cause long-term damage. It says most of the people identified in the outbreak so far are of Eastern European descent or speak Russian. CDC said, adding that the agency is still investigating reasons for why the outbreak appears to be disproportionately affecting this population. All right. However, some infected people who got sick could have recovered without medical care, and thus their cases have gone unreported. The true number of sick people in this outbreak is likely higher than the number reported, and the outbreak may not be limited to the states with known illnesses. Now, going back up, it said most of the people identified in the outbreak so far are of Eastern European descent. All right, so that's not a coincidence, because you got that basketball player. Forgot her name. You got that U.S. basketball player, Eve, that went to Russia and got caught, I think, with drugs or something like that. And they put her in a concentration camp, And If I'm not mistaken, Russia is trying to get its citizens out of the U.S. or something like that. All right. So that's something else to keep an eye on. I might do a sit down on that. All right. So all of this is, it's nothing but turmoil and chaos increasing. All right. The closer and closer time gets to the day of the Lord, it's about to get chaotic. All right. Basically every NATO and EU nation, all right, and even its citizens, all right, they about to be like a woman on her period, all right, because scriptures tell you in the last days the heart of them shall wax cold, all right, because the iniquity shall abound, the heart of them shall wax cold, okay. So for the unbelievers that's like, nah, some of the stuff y'all say is true, but I don't believe that the world gonna end. All right, cool. Keep doing you. We're not gonna be crying or butt hurt. I'm gonna come back to this. Look, the Lord told us well. Let me get it. Unfaithful. Okay, it's in 15. Here you go. It says 2 Ezra 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. All right? So let them talk. They can raise their voice as much as they want. They can get all rowdy up in their emotions. All right? At the end of the day, we have the spirit of prophecy. Okay? We have the 100% truth. Beginning with the elder apostles, great millstone, on down to the least of us. All right? And this a similar topic happened today while I was at work. My boss was like, so how do y'all know if y'all got the 100% truth? Everybody says the same thing. And he's just basically sound like a baby, that can't have his way. So it's like, hey, you believe in certain things, you pick and choose, and certain things you don't believe in. All right? So I'm not about to, debate or anything like that. The time is short. Either you got to eat that whole roll, like the scripture says. You got to eat the whole roll. You got to eat the whole roll. All right. But all right, this is verse 5. And verse 5 is actually going into the lesson. All right. And I'm gonna end up jumping down. This 2 Ezra 15:5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. All right. And let me get this precept. Hold on. This 1 John 2:20. But ye have an unction from the Holy One, and ye know all things. All right? And that's one of the things I told my boss, you know. And I was like, we have the spirit of prophecy. All right? You can't get around it. You know? You can't get around it. They don't like to hear prophecy. They don't like to hear those things. I don't think the world is going to end. You know, I believe it's going to get bad, but I don't think it's going to get as bad as y'all say it's going to get bad. Well, hey, keep doing what you're doing, bro. You know, we not begging you to return back to Yahweh Shema Shah. You know, you're the ones trying to, and that's the thing. You gotta watch out for these jakes like that. Let me get a preset. This Sirach 5 and 7. I'm gonna start at 1. All right, and you gotta watch out for jakes like that, you know, because you might have someone that you think is listening, someone from the world, and they'll be cool, very cool. You know, they'll ask good questions. You know, and you'll ask them, okay, you know, do it resonate? And they'll be like, yeah, that makes sense. I believe that. You know, then they'll ask another question. You'll break it down to them. Now, they don't like it, though. It's not that you didn't answer the question. It's just that they don't want to hear that. They don't like that. It's a stumbling block to them. You know? So, hey, it's not meant for you. But this Sirach 5 and 1. Set thy heart upon thy goods and say not, I have enough of my life. All right? You know, Jake kind of well off in this society, in Babylon the Great. So when he hear these things, it hurts him. It hurts his feelings. Follow not thine own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart. And say not, who shall control me for my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride. You know, and you know, I ain't gonna get too much in detail. You know, but for these jakes, the Lord is about to start making great examples out of these jakes. You know, and I can't wait. You know, the ones that mock the men of the Lord, the prophets at their job. The Lord about to start fucking over you. You know, like one of my coworkers, you know, it's funny. I think he had like his car is front wheel drive, and his tires are 2 different sizes in the front, and I think he ended up getting a flat on one of them. You know, then he had to rotate the tires. No, first he had the flat, then he had to rotate the tires, and there was 2 different sizes. You know, so he's catching hell. You know, and you know, and I'll be telling him like, hey, just watch, bro. The Lord gonna jack you up. You know, you mocking the prophets and things like that. You're mocking prophecy. You take it as a joke, like when we say this gonna happen, that's gonna happen, and stuff like that. You know, you turn it into a joke. You know, and we can't wait for Proverbs, the 1st chapter, to happen, because I'm going to laugh my ass off, you know. Verse 4, say not, I have sinned, and what harm have happened unto me? And they're not going to, some jakes, Not gonna literally say that. That's just their demeanor. Their demeanor tells you that. For the Lord is long suffering; He will in no wise let thee go. Concerning the propitiation, be not without fear to add sin unto sin. Okay, and say not His mercy is great; He will be pacified before the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath comes from Him, and His indignation resteth upon sinners. All right. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed, and perish in the day of vengeance. All right? All right? So, make no turn. You know? If a nigga can't get it, we moving on, bro. Not about to keep going back and forth with a nigga. You know? He's still asking the same questions like you just going to just baby file. Nah, bro. We the true men of the Lord, we're raw and uncut. That's what this world can't handle. That the true men of the Lord, they're raw and uncut. That's why they look at us like, ain't no way these are prophets. That's how they really look at us. Like that's how my boss and coworkers look at us. Look at us. Like, man, these guys are rough and rugged. Like, damn. Like, look at what they're saying. And they're emotional. They're emotional because we're being men. We're speaking with authority and power, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah. All right, we're with great boldness, and they want to hear nice things like, hey man, nah, we speak the truth, and we speak the truth, I don't got time for the extra shit, but let's get back to the video. It's Acts 2:19. And I will shew wonders in heaven above and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood before the great and notable day of the Lord come. All right, so now you know that what that means. Okay. All right. Let me pestilence. Go back to 15. And I'm going to close it off on this. Hold on. This is going right here. This second Ezra 9-6. It says, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. All right. And that's what you see with the blood moon. All right. Bear with me. I could get the one in 15, but I didn't want to get that one. I'm going to just get the one in 15. right. The second Ezra is 15. And let me get the other one. All right. Those go into the missiles. Those are going to the missiles. All right. Well, I'm going to just get this one. The second Ezra is 15 and 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh Bashmal shall bring upon it. All right. And what's one of those plagues? All right, pestilence, disease. Oh, I just remembered. This is Luke 21 and 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. All right. And that's how you know we're in the last days. All right, so with that, I want to end it off and give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Harakak double honors to my elder apostles, Great Millstone, rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the Akim Great Millstone pushing this truth in these last days. Shalom.